Brah, brah. That's what it makes me sound. Brah, Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. It's Saturday night, everybody. Shout out to everyone that made it through the week, and we're here on Saturday night. Hope you had a good time with your family. I did piano recital, softball, and some charting today. Ooh, baby. Put the lemon into the water, hydrating myself, as you can see, always drinking some water. It's the best thing you can drink for yourself there. Shout out to all the beautiful souls on the live, and today, wearing the vest, feeling tight with the vest. Starting to get bigger. This shirt is starting to kind of, like some of my shirts are actually starting to kind of get a little bit of tight. So Ada is not a security. Perfect time. He just jumped into the truck. Got to pick up my son from the airport. This will pump me up. Shout out to everybody here on the live. God bless your son. Hope he comes home safe. Looks like he did already. He made it to the airport. So shout out to all my lovers of life. Shout out to the lifers anywhere in the world. Thank you so much for jumping on in. I appreciate you. Hit that like button on your way in. Please subscribe. And just let me know how you feel. God bless each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. We love you more than you would ever know, and we appreciate you all for being here. Let's break it down for Bitcoin as we do every single day. I was already here earlier this morning for a quick live stream. We're back again for the 8 p.m. live show. We're going to break down Bitcoin's daily close. We're going to talk about what's happening. We're going to see if there's any probability, and we're going to look at the altcoins. We're going to find out if there's any money to be made tonight out there in the world. One thing I'm looking at is RNDRDOWN. Looks like the render, because it pumps so much more than the other coins, then the coins come on down. It was already going to get a sell-off anyway, but now we're getting a little bit of a alt sell-off. There could be a pump here for RNDRDOWN, which is the down token for Render. First thing I'm looking at, this is on KuCoin. Could also short it on Mex Global. Whatever makes you happy, jump on in today. You could learn this amazing information. If you watched my live stream this morning, you would have been able to short the market with the lifers, and that might have paid off pretty nicely instead of sitting there like a deer in headlights, not understanding what's happening, not really knowing what's going down. So shout out to everybody here on the live. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here. If I were you and I lost money yesterday and I didn't understand what was happening in the markets, I would join the trading group, get myself situated, get myself ready for more, and I'd greatly appreciate that. God bless each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most, your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Since the market dropped, pick up some Gala. What do you think about Gala? I love Gala. I believe Gala, Nakamoto Games, they're going to come back when the metaverse rips back up to the upside. You get Gala, Naka, Blocktopia. The oldies will make a comeback at one point. I humbly believe that. I'm into Gala and Wild. Those are my two kind of metaverse picks, and some other, Illuvium looks like it could do some damage too. Illuvium looks pretty nice to me. ILV too. I did that today, sir. Ready to learn. Shout out to everybody here. Sushi Swap, also not on the SEC list. I know, that's funny. Today I celebrate my father looking above me, staying blessed and appreciate the life I am given today, man. Shout out to my man, PS5, Future of Gaming, and all our fathers that have passed and are looking down on us. I joined the club after this month, man. Shout out to my dad. I miss you more than you would ever know. I was at a field today that he always talked about as a kid. He grew up a block away from it. Used to mention it every single time I was with him. My dad was the city of Boston. My dad reigned all over the city. His energy, his vibe was everywhere I go. Wherever I go, no matter what, I think, oh, my dad did this with me. My dad brought me here. My dad did that. Oh, that's a place my dad used to go. Or my dad, dad. But I have those memories and those blessings, thank the heavens. So, hello, sir. If we look at most alts, they will have the same chart. We got to bounce back by about 50% and then complete the fifth wave, ETH 400 in August, September, and 12K next summer. Just hodl. Wow, you really think ETH will go down to $400 and 12K next summer? I mean, I don't know where price is going to go. I wouldn't make such an outlandish statement. You never know. Fly high, Jimmy. We love you. Shout out to Crypto Bear Baker. Shout out to Lakochi Coker. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Sam. Do you a? Shout out to Armand, who said, "Do you a?" I do an A all the time. I don't know what he's saying. But anyway, so I'm looking at RNDRDOWN for a possible gain here inside of a beautiful flag. We're seeing, MACD's a little high, but we have falling volume and falling price, and the stochastics may just give us one more massive pump to the upside. Shout out to Sam the man. Shout out to Patrick Bellini in the house. God bless you, Patrick. Thank you for being here. One love, the FUD expert, Ken Mack. Shout out to all the awesome members here on the live. We appreciate you all more than you would ever know, and we thank you for your presence. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it for Bitcoin. So when I was last looking at it, I saw this as a bear flag that could break to the downside. And what happened? We eventually did get this drop down, but then they pumped us right back up, only to drop us right back down 45 minutes later, come back up again. It's been a vicious set of price movement, if you ask me. Pretty insane. So honestly, some days, every once in a while, there's a day where I say, you know what, I'm not sure where Bitcoin's going to go. And I'm 100% honest with that, and I lose my edge, and I say, you know what, I take a breather. Today's one of those days where it's just complete chop. You know what I mean? The one thing I do see is some alts may want to continue to dump, and alts got absolutely bled out. It was insanity. Absolute insanity. If we took at some of the biggest alts, like MATIC just absolutely bled out. I mean, they called it a security. They caused a bunch of FUD. They got MATIC all the way down to 51 cents. It already bounced back up to 60 cents. If you can believe that, a 20% gain from the lows. Anyone that had the guts to jump on in there. I did grab AGIX on the very low. I felt like one of my long-term accumulations, I was getting it in down here at 18 to 19. It's still at 19, but at least getting these low prices for me, accumulation zone for the low coins. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I say you should be taking this financial advice. You go in if you want to go in. You do yous. I does me's. And together, we'll kind of figure that out. So shout out to all my lovers of life. Shout out to everybody here. We appreciate you. Thank you. And I've said it 100 times, but I'll continue to say it because you live in love, baby. You live in love, and love is the strongest frequency. So not much else we can do but live in love. I'm going to pin the trading group here. If you want to join the trading group, you don't want to lose money. You want to understand concepts. You know, what if someone gave you a soccer ball, put you on a soccer field and said, play soccer, and they never explained the rules? They didn't explain that you couldn't use your hands. They didn't explain that you couldn't go on the other side of the defense. They didn't explain offsides. They didn't even tell you what a goalie was. And you were sitting there, and what would you do? I mean, you'd probably pick the ball up with your hands. You'd make a bunch of mistakes. You'd break all the rules. You'd get a red card, green card, all that crazy stuff. So trading is the same way. If someone just put you on a trading zone, it's a trade, and you didn't know the rules, and you didn't know Fibonacci, you didn't know support or resistance. Remember, when you trade, you're taking money away from other people. They're at the top buying in. You're selling off. So you got to know more than the average person to be able to become profitable as a trader. That's the key. That is the key. So, and again, I get so much joy out of watching someone who's never traded before make their first gain, make their first chart, talk about, hey, I just jumped in today. I never would have done this without you. I love all that feedback. That feedback is absolutely amazing. You got Floki down. You got Mask down, Injective down, Ziliquid down, Kava down, AGIX2S, right? Which honestly, if you look at it, I mean, kind of freaks me out because, not freaks me out a little bit, but I mean, it almost says like, dude, like, is there more pain for these altcoins? Could they really go down even more? Getting sold off like we wouldn't believe? There's a chance we do get some more sell-off in the altcoins. Everyone else says it can't go lower. I'm under the fence that you just watch things slowly and anything could happen at any given day. So you just got to take it level by level, stride by stride, time by time, you know? I mean, look at PEPEDOWN. To me, I mean, that's a bit of an ascending triangle that could continue to the upside. If we see some more chops sideways, PEPEDOWN could continue to pump. And that means Pepe will continue to go down, right? So it's looking like we may still get a sell-off. People are just, they scared people out of the altcoins. They scared a lot of retail out of the altcoins. They did their job. They did everything they can to get you out of a position. Remember that. They want all the liquidity for themselves. They don't want you to have anything. They don't want you to have not one Satoshi of these altcoins. They want them all. But PEPEDOWN also looks like a good gain. Some gains here. So again, I'm just showing you what I'm seeing. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just showing you what the charts convey. And they're starting to convey a little bit of something here. Not the best things in the world, right? PEPEDOWN. And that's a gain of 53% possibly coming. And, you know, Pepe was a new meme coin. People might sell that thing off. And 50-minute scalp. And possibly more, right? And again, I keep it real simple. Like, the gains yesterday weren't that hard to make. I'll be honest. I was at the movie theater with my daughter. I said, man, I got to check on what's happening in the markets, right? I looked at the 3S token here on KuCoin for Phantom. It was as simple as this. Let me just recreate what I saw and go back in time. That's up 54% in total, 56%. Massive gains. And I'm just going to go back in time here and show you what I looked at. So I'm scanning the markets like I do every day. And I'm looking for the best setup to post in my trading group. I'm looking for the highest probability play based on technical analysis. That's what I do here on this channel. I'm not a signals group. I don't tell anyone what to buy or sell, but I will look at the most probable setup and things that I see. And then I just took a length of my pole here. And honestly, I mean, that's a shape that breaks out 68% of the time. Likely to continue to get some gains. So I put it out. I said, man, this short looks like we're about to get some type of move here to the upside. The 1 hour also was getting into that, you know, if it comes back, it was basically getting oversold down here in this lower area. Higher low, too. Consider we could get a higher high. Started to make sense to me. You play this, and this thing just would skyrocket to the upside. I would just get it out in time to the trading group before it would continue to pump to the upside. So one of the better calls, you know, because it was like right on point, like right as it was about to happen, I saw this, right? And first we started with a 6% gain, and then it continued to pump to the upside. But this is me right here showing you the chats, and this is Phantom, right? And I can see that, you know, on that the 4 hour specifically was oversold, about to pump to the upside. MACD, everything looked beautiful on the 4 hour time frame. And sometimes you commit to certain time frames that make the most sense, but this had the rounded bottom. It had the rounded bottom here, rounded bottom, lack of bearish momentum in the MACD. And also another thing that I go for is falling volume while the price is falling down. It's telling me we're losing the sellers, about to get a pickup to the upside. So this is exactly what we saw here for Phantom. And Phantom would continue to pump to the upside. It's at an overbought region now, as you can see. Now it's curved on the Stokes up here. It's curved on the RSI. And the MACD says no way. So that's simply how you make gains when Bitcoin's going to dump. These altcoins go the opposite way. These USDT 3S coins go the opposite way. So if Bitcoin's going to dump, you trade an altcoin up on a 3S token. It's a pretty simple concept. Again, it seems easy at first. You know, I'm making it sound, but nothing is easy in trading. You got to get your nerves, your wits. Everything's got to be right, and you got to tackle that moment. And sometimes you hesitate. Sometimes you wait. Sometimes you lost a couple trades before, and it's making you hesitate. Then you miss the opportunity that's coming at you. Remember, I go over proper risk management, where you only have to win 3 out of 10 trades. That means you're likely to lose more trades than you win. The key is to handle the risk properly, chop it off, and realize that you can continue to trade the right way as long as, you know, you give yourself that time and that space. So lo and behold, we also saw a descending triangle for Bitcoin. That dropped to the downside. We had some spike action. We're going to delete all our old work, but that descending triangle did play out. Right? And then today I really just kind of at a wit's end here with a bit of a, only thing we could say is we're at a bit of a double bottom, but we had a double bottom here that pumped out, still gave us gains back to the downside. So let's see what's going on. Let's get rid of the moving averages for now. We come back to those later on. But what I like to do is look at like our weekly chart and just take a look at price action all by itself. Look at our pockets of liquidity. You know, we still didn't test the weekly support region. We got pretty close to a wick, but we've been bought up so far. When I slap on the moving averages, we are below the 200 SMA. And tomorrow night, this weekly candle will close. We talked about it all week, and I said I don't want to close below the 200 SMA. The last time we closed the weekly candle below the 200 SMA, we had 1, 2, 3 weeks of, you know, falling below these levels before we had 1, 2 more. It took basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to get back above the 200 SMA. That would put us somewhere, you know, basically 6 more weeks. That would put us somewhere towards the end of July, maybe in the first week of August, where we could remain bullish again. One thing that I do keep in the back of my mind that could possibly happen, and I'm open-minded to it, is this could be a shoulder. This could be a head. We could make another right shoulder, and then we could even dump right back down to this liquidity zone. So anything is possible. I've been talking about the fact, look at that Floki down, just booming. But I've been talking about the fact, my finger slipped, apologize. Anything is possible. One thing I will do is we'll go over it level by level every single day. Just like we went over last night and we saw the short. And just like tonight, it's just, you know, it is what it is. Everyone loves to make these huge predictions. And again, I project a lot and I show you ideas. But when it comes down to it, it's, I don't know. To me, it's just, it's day by day, level by level. You know, like, I don't try to make these huge, it's going to go to 25K tomorrow type of thing, or 30K by New Year's, whatever people say, or go to 30K, then pull back. And you know what? Once you make these ideas and you stick to them, you end up getting rocked and wrecked because of them. So right now, we could even range between 24,575 and the top area here at 30,000. I wouldn't be surprised if we range like that, but we will still see. Time could tell. We're coming back down to the main local support of resistance at 24,500 area, basically between 350 and 500 is the zone that I'm looking for. My left eye is itchy. Itchy eye. What does itchy eye mean? It means someone's talking about you or something. Is that when you got an itchy nose? There's these old folklore tales. So I'm going to rip off the moving averages for a second. We also want to see them conjoin and get tighter. I like what I'm seeing, though. Like the way the 50's come and the way the 200. These are all bullish signs. I have to stick to this idea. Whenever I see the moving averages getting this tight on a weekly time frame, it tells me that there's something brewing, right? We also look at the monthly chart, right? And the monthly actually is coming up a little bit and slightening the curve. We could get a pullback even on the monthly. We had rising volume with rising price. Got really high there at 1.2. And now it's kind of the volume starting to fall off, which is also, a sign that we may get a bit of a pullback. Monthly doesn't look absolutely amazing. We'll talk about that. We are talking about it. 3-week chart says overbought. 2-week chart says you're overbought. However, we've seen pumps from there. I like where the weekly is. We let the weekly play out, but the weekly could even enter the dotted line, and we could see max pain. So is it over yet? Only time will tell. This could even turn into some type of different structure as we keep kind of adding to it each and every day. The 3-day chart's been bullish for me, personally, as you got the shoulder head and the shoulder down in the Stokes. You got the lack of bearish momentum in the MACD. You got barely any volume. Look how low the volume. The volume hasn't been this low since back in, let's see, right around here in April of 2022. So it's been about a year since we saw volume this low. We've had a bunch of movement here in this chunk, but look at the volume. And what I'm looking at is this right here, this green area, right? Which is the volume, the green and reds, bars. That's buying and selling. Very similar to the VRVP. This is if you took the VRVP and you slipped it sideways, you would get the same similarity. You see the gap? There's the gap. It's kind of, you could follow along slightly, and you can see the falling off in volume here too, as well as you see this as well. But that's why I love that volume profile. So, as we continue to grow, talk, and expand our knowledge, we see so many different things each time. And every day is new. And that's why I live every single day, because something could change tonight that could, affect the rest of the charts. So the 3-day chart looks good to me. All right. It doesn't have hidden bullish yet, but it's beginning to form. If we get one more little slam down and we push this RSI down, even a little lower, but we keep this trend to the upside here, starting to build some hidden bullish divergence, which is also a good sign. We're going to stick to it daily. All right. And so I'm not saying that we have to go up, and I'm not saying we have to go down. I'm just going over what I see on the bigger time frames, right? Last night I did call a short. I mean, it was 90% that we were going to short last night. Very, very obvious to me that we were going to make a move to the downside. So it's just one thing that I see happening in the charts. Now we see here too, we see that the MACD is showing signs of lack of bearish momentum, trying to turn here on the MACD, trying to turn up here on the stochastics. And if you look at this here, we basically, let's take a look. We might have some hidden here. I mean, if we take the lows to the lows here, we swing them, they're kind of flat, right? And this is a slight uptrend. It's a little bit of hidden bullish divergence too. Tells us that we could get a move to the upside. So when we draw this trend line and we stay kind of steady to it, we can see we wicked, we hit. I like to hit candle bodies, but I'll omit a few wicks here and there. So be it. And that is a giant double bottom. That's a double bottom. And double bottoms are supposed to break to the upside the length of the middle section of the W. And that would lead you somewhere up into this zone at about 28,500. We would eventually break out of this falling wedge. It would be the biggest bear trap we've ever seen. The bear's getting hefty, wanting to eat. One other thing we're going to take a look at real quick is the liquidation indicator. And just see how many people are consolidated and where they're consolidated at. All right. Liquidation indicator is right here. We're going to flip that back on. Shows us where we got 100, and we still see some consolidated effort here in the low section, but we don't have as many orders as we used to. They liquidated a lot of people today, the last couple of days. Even today, this morning, they brought the price up, brought it down, brought it up, brought it down. They played games with anyone that was trying to leverage trade today. They just took advantage. They took full blown advantage. So this is what I see happening is we could see a bit of lower liquidity just because we don't see a lot of stop losses up here to grab. We kind of still need to build more shorts in order to kind of propel us further to the upside. The longs are still trying to attempt a long right here where they may want to eat us up. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. Link in the description below to BOOKMAP. All right. You get the best discount you could get through my link. If you're interested in BOOKMAP, you want to add the liquidation indicator. You want to see when people are getting liquidated. You want to have fun. You want to be able to watch what's happening behind the candles. BOOKMAP. Link in the description below to BOOKMAP. I talk about it every single day on the channel. There's probably not a day goes by that I don't discuss it. What are these little red bars here? These are actual liquidations. That's 2 accounts getting liquidated for $1,000, 4 accounts for $7K, 14 accounts for $96,000. And I mean, they got most of the people last night. These are just the kind of shakeouts. But it shows you, some days you'll see like tons of red down here and a lot more liquidity. We do see some more orders down here, but it's likely we go somewhat sideways into tonight and into tomorrow. We got a huge Fed meeting coming too that's really going to throw everybody off. If they bring out an interest rate hike, it's gonna cause hysteria through the market. It really will. And we'll see a massive sell-off. If they don't, we could see a pretty nice pump back to the upside. I will tell you, pattern trading as a pattern trader, top of the pattern, bottom of the pattern, top of the pattern, bottom of the pattern, you're just likely to move back to the top of the pattern. We said this down here, if you remember, and lo and behold, that was a beautiful long trade. It was very simple. I said, this is pattern trading 101. We got a little bit of bullish divvy. We should just move to the top of the pattern. And we did it faster than fast. So same scenario here is we should just make a move on the 4-hour time frame back to the top of the pattern. Very simple, right? Even if we end up dumping and going lower, it suggests that we could get a move back to the top of the pattern. So that's one thing that I'm going to throw out for you. And I'm not perfect. I'm not amazing. I'm just consistent. I'm here every single day. You know what I mean? I don't claim to know it all. I don't claim to be a know-it-all. And I don't claim to have all the answers. All I know is that if I do something every single day and I put my best effort into it, and it's my best full-blown effort, and I don't BS myself and I don't BS anyone else, and I keep true to God, and I commit to God and I commit to my life, that good things are going to happen. Some way, somehow, good things are going to happen. And like last night, because God gave me the consistency to stay sharp, I was able to find this descending triangle for the trading group and call that short to the downside, right? And we were able to take that short. That wasn't that bad of a short for Bitcoin. I can't believe we got the sell-off we did for altcoins. We're going to take a look at Total 3, which is the market cap of all the altcoins. We're going to take a look at how bad that got hit. We're going to take a look at some of the levels. We're going to take a look at Total 1, Total 2, which is all of the bigger coins too, and see kind of where we're at with the market cap. Are we going to lose $1 trillion market cap? You tell me. We're going to take a look at that too as well. So we're seeing a bit of hidden bullish divergence here. Actually, just bullish divergence. Not even hidden, not swinging down. Yeah, just seeing a little bit of bullish divergence here on the 4-hour time frame suggests that we will get a bigger move back to the upside. So just bigger time frame suggesting we could get a pump. That's all. But it doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen. And then we have this falling wedge that I just kind of drew, just in my subconscious mind, starting playing with it. And that says we could get a break to the upside. A measured move here would take us to 27,750. Again, we also have a double bottom. So there's some bullish signs here that convey that we could get a pump back to the upside. 22-hour that I want to look at, also coming back down, could flip at any moment, which I've seen in my lifetime as well. A lot of people try to play this shoulder, this head, and this right shoulder. It was an inverted head and shoulder. Just never it always looked kind of sick to me. And then when I saw the descending triangles, are just one of the most spot-on patterns to trade. Ascending triangles, they break up, they break down. You know, they're 50-50 patterns. They're called bilateral patterns. We're not supposed to know. But when we really talk about it and see it for what it is, I mean, it tells me that they break, you know, as a short pattern to make money shorting, descending triangles are absolutely lovely. And they tend to break to the downside more than they break to the upside. So we made gains yesterday despite what the market gave us. High Beans nailed it for 12%. High Renga for 115%. I still can't believe that call to the upside. Even Shano hit a gain today. I believe High Cool Cats continue to pump. High ODBS got a bit of a move too as well. And there's that beautiful Phantom short up 54% from 3 o'clock yesterday to about 9 a.m. this morning. That's not even 24 hours to be in a trade to make 54% gains. And then live on the live stream, someone asked me about AGIX, and I said that's a descender, probably going to dump to the downside. Lo and behold, the descending trial did dump to the downside on the live stream. you would have been privy just to what I went over. And again, you can't do what I say because I'm not saying anything, but you could learn what I learned, take the same probabilities that the charts could convey, that the technical analysis, says is going to happen, and you could take that and use it to trade. So if you use the education that I teach you, you find your own system, and you stay true to yourself, and you make gains, may God bless you, and thank you so much for learning from me. I hope I can learn from you one day, which I can. I can learn from everybody here on the channel. So lo and behold, this is flat. This is to the upside, and this tells me that we could get that bounce, which we're trying to get today. However, they played with the charts up and down already. 25,800, bit of a double bottom on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour trying to get that spike, or attempting to get that spike back to the upside. So right now I'm bullish on Bitcoin going to the top of the pattern one more time. Could have closed the weekly candle back above the 200 SMA. That could get us there, and we could kind of start the week again to see where we have. So to see where we're at. So right now on Saturday night, it is showing to me that we could get a blast further to the upside. That will take us just to this resistance point, which wouldn't be amazing. Is everything okay? Hello? Is it? I thought someone was yelling for me. Okay, so we could see this move right here to this resistance point. It's also a point of control, which is interesting. 26,850. And so, I'm not guaranteeing this. I'm just telling you, many times in my life when I've pattern traded, when I'm at the bottom of a pattern, we go to the top of the pattern. It just is what it is. All right, so that's just simply put what I'm seeing. Then we see the hidden bullish, the bullish divergence that I got right here, which is swing down and swing down while that swings up. Stokes are low and the MACD wants to turn. However, it's been some sketchy business recently. We also don't see a lot of liquidity to the downside for Bookmap like it wants to drag us down. Actually, it's starting to build some few orders up, and this bigger order here, 356. This is how many Bitcoins want to be bought or sold. Like that, someone wants to sell 633 Bitcoins at this level here, which is going to be about, it's about 28,000 or 25,850, 860 area for Bookmap, right? You can also zoom right in here and watch Bookmap on the 1 second, just continuing to make a move. And we can really watch the liquidity as it begins to zone out. That's what I love about Bookmap. And again, when you're using Bookmap, you're either, before you use Bookmap and you never knew it, you were just looking at the candles, just the candlesticks. But a trading platform that displays market liquidity, check what the candlesticks are hiding. There's so much information behind those candlesticks for Bookmap. And again, I traded well without using Bookmap. I'm not saying it as a have to, but once you understand liquidity, order blocks, you figure out kind of where price action is going to go. You look at the RSI, the divergences. You begin to kind of figure out a little bit more of what's happening when you use Bookmap. And so I really like it. They came to me, gave it to me for free. I started playing with it. They said, we like your accuracy. And then I became more and more accurate with it. There was many days where my oscillators told me to short the market, but I saw liquidity to the upside on the 7-minute chart. Still had a bit of a flag. And I said, let's see what the 7-minute chart can do. And lo and behold, we got that move to the upside. So beautiful things happening in the game. Beautiful things happening in the charts. Interesting times to be alive. And I love Bookmap for the information they provide. God bless the whole team at Bookmap. I appreciate you and thank you so much. I am sponsored by Bookmap. They they hook up the channel, but they give you guys discounts if you use my link that you can't get anywhere else. And I do get commission if you do jump into Bookmap. So, but I don't. I never did Bookmap because of the money. I did Bookmap because I liked it, and it worked for me. And I started to use it. They gave me a good crash course in it, and I started seeing how it played out. And I realized, man, without Bookmap, there's many times I would have shorted the market. I'm telling you right now, because my indicators would have said, yep. And so that's when I learned that I'm not just like a guy who uses indicators. I use multiple ideas, feed them into my subconscious mind, and then I let my brain make the decision based on the information that I give it. That's why it's hard for me to push and use other indicators, because they throw me off from what my brain's able to produce. Now, I like the information that I see in front of me, and I kind of go from there. That's why I always don't really push indicators. I push these are free indicators that you can use, right? Everything here, you may have to get like a pro account on TradingView, but these help you, in my humble opinion, get you to the next level. So, shout out to the 458 beautiful souls on the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Love you all for being here. Does Bookmap doesn't do all coins, but it does a good amount. Is Kaz on Bookmap? Let's take a look. There's a chance we could get it up there. You'd have to get the right. You have to get the right exchange on Bookmap. Like, is Cass on Bybit? You know? They got Hit BTC, Liquid, Huobi. Got to find a place where CASP is at, right? Did Binance ever add CASP? I don't believe they did. Oh, they got KuCoin now, which I'm seeing. Spot. Oh, we got to get an API, so no, not happening there. I don't believe I can get CASP up here. We did get Pepe with the OKX at one point, which was amazing. You know, KuCoin, BitKet, and MEXC. Yeah. No Casper though. No. What up, Lifer? My Heat are in trouble. Denver is cooking. I mean, if you thought you were gonna beat Denver, man, like, come on, man. Jokic is on point. The Heat, I don't know how the Heat beat the Celtics. Honestly, I'm still just like, what? Like, how is that possible? You know, I don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, Monday at 8:30 is the next game. Yeah, they played last night. The Nuggets beat them. And the next game is going to be Monday. It's funny, they took that much time off. Think they would have played again, but they got to fly, right? Blah, blah, blah. So Monday night, 8:30, Heat Nuggets. We'll see what happens, man. The odds are not in your favor, but it is, you know, anything could happen. You guys shouldn't have been here anyway, so. Boston feels the same way. The SE is doing nothing but making the rich richer and us poor. Good thing we make money up or down. We got to stay strong no matter what. How often is the CME gaps played out? 95% of the time. CME gaps are closed. 95% of the time. So there's a high likelihood we do go down to 20,800. It's very high, but there's no guarantees. But there's a high likelihood that we do go to the downside. So right now I'm calling a move out of this falling wedge back to the upside. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. All right. So that's what I see happening. No guarantees, but this is what I see happening. One thing we kind of see is this like neckline of this nasty shoulder, head, shoulder. And this has been an area too that we kind of like are having issues with. Resistance. So if we extend this idea, we got to get back above this line too. This is going to be an issue that we want to deal with. But that's, you know, you can kind of see it coincides with this resistance area too. It's kind of a diagonal trend line. I love diagonal trends. They tend to be really, really accurate over time. So let's take a look at our 1 hour time frame and start digging deeper and see what's happening for Bitcoin. And honestly, I mean, that's a reversal diamond in my humble opinion. Am I wrong here? I mean, that's got some diamond vibes if you ask me. In from the bottom, right back out the top. So it says that the 1 hour is probably going to pull back. And so we're going to see a pullback here. But hopefully stay inside the diamond, maybe wick us down a little bit, stay tight. And then we break back to the upside. So the diamond also kind of corroborates the story that we could get a move back to the upside here. We take a look at the 15-minute on the diamond. All right. And again, that's why people love the channel too. I might see something that people don't see yet. Or, you know, I might point out something that you are about to see. Or you might have seen it around the same time I saw it. And it just might corroborate your story, my story together. It might make some sense. All right. And so on the 1 hour candles, I do see a diamond forming here for Bitcoin. You have the whipsaw in the middle, which is a fast up and fast down, which gives you that bar inside. Then you have kind of squiggly to the either side. The diamond, baby, the diamond. And then I almost looked like this was a bigger diamond too. No, actually, I'm trying to find that other diamond that was before the dump last night though. Yeah. Oh no, I was looking at this like a bigger diamond. I was like, where did you find it, Sammy? I was looking at this like it was a bigger diamond. Well, you know, to me, that fell out of the diamond. It canceled its possibilities. There was a chance we were going to squiggle around, though. And we made this longer, like a slanted diamond. I've never done that. To me, that's a bit of a stretch. So, But I do see a diamond here. All right. Maybe bear pattern measured move sub 25,000. All right. I do see a possible diamond. So this is the bullish outlook. Double bottom, falling wedge. 4 hour could bring us to the upside, and this is also a diamond on the 1 hour time frame. However, I do see a pullback on the 1 hour. So possible short scalp coming tonight for Bitcoin. All right. Now let's look at the bearish scenario. Like, so that's if you're a full perma bull, has to be the bullish. No matter what, you don't want to look at any bearish tones. Let's look at the other side now. Let's look at what it would be like to be completely, and watch that render down. I mean, that thing looks like it wants to pump. So then I'll look at like spot on BitGet, right? Just use any chart really. And what's the bearish scenario here for BitGet? Funny how much these look alike, this and this, these two moves, right? The bearish scenario is that you could say we almost like we made this like broadening rising wedge, which is a more bearish pattern than bullish. I like to cut this off, really, move this up. I guess gotta kind of, or we could keep it like this and say like we fell in and out on both sides, which I'm kind of open-minded to, because look, we 1, 2, fell through, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, close it up. No, sorry, I have kids. So, this could just be a bear flag with a liquidity grab inside both of them in the middle, and then this could fall further to the downside. That's more of my bearish scenario. The 1 hour also wants to continue to dump. So the short, because you never know what's going to happen. So the idea was to play this high, all right, this swing high. Realize that we have a resistance here that we're battling with too, because resistance right here. So that's an area we have to get back above. We couldn't hold it. We're not holding it. So the stop loss would be somewhere up in here. So this is how the short position would look. The entry would be around now. See if the 50 minutes overbought too as well. No, not yet. I guess I would wait for the 50 minute to kind of make a right shoulder here. So we look and see, we have the beginnings of a head and shoulder pattern. We have a shoulder. We have a head. We can make a right shoulder as the 50-minute resets up. That would also coincide with a dump, right? And again, I know I'm being wacky here with misplacing this middle part, but this was liquidity grabbing. Like they went up, they went down. You know what I mean? You still have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on both ends of these ideas, which tells me that this could be a legitimate bear flag, rising wedge that wants to break to the downside, right? Let's take a look at that measured move, if we could hold it off. And it's a 2.4 risk-reward ratio. If we bring this a little bit, there you got your 284 or your 3. So the idea is to open up a trade somewhere in this buy zone, especially if you see the right shoulder getting made on the 15-minute time frame. Ride that puppy down, down, down. So there's a chance. I gave you both scenarios. Last night I came out and said I'm short, and there's days you'll see where I'm like, I'm calling for a short. You know what I mean? Tonight I'm open-minded. I can't really call short or long. I'll be honest. You just have to take a shot and see which way it works. You may get stopped out, you may not. And that's kind of trading. You look at all the scenarios, and again, I wouldn't open up the short until I see. I'd rather see the 15-minute make that right shoulder on the smaller time frame. So if we zoom in here, I'm looking for this right shoulder on the 15-minute. And then we can continue further to the downside. So, and the other cool thing about this idea is, if this is the diamond that I'm talking about, we could fall all the way down at least to here, retest this zone, and we could still diamond our way on out of this to the upside. So we still should, I still believe, either if I'm more bullish on that bigger time frame, bought 50K more cash, but let's see when you can. For sure, man. Thank you so much for asking about Caspa. We'll take a look. Gamble trading, yeah. But SafeMoon founders cashed out millions. It's a twat. If you haven't done your research on SafeMoon yet, I highly advise you look hard into it. You'll be surprised what we got coming at the end of the year. Dude, it was trending recently. I still hold some on the low just because for whatever reason. He did say that the owners sold it off. I can't confirm or deny any of that. I believe what he said, that the owners did sell millions, but I don't know. I don't want to FUD any project. I don't know enough about it. I didn't see the on-chain data. I didn't do the analysis myself. I can't corroborate that story. Take a look at Zach Sanchez for the $3.99. Shout out to the super chatters, man. You people are awesome. I love that you're still partaking in the stream. You're still sending in super chats. We have 461 people on a Saturday night, 219 likes. May God bless each and every one of you. This has been a blessing to be here as the Crypto Lifer. I can't even believe I'm the Crypto Lifer. You know, I dedicated myself to cryptocurrency day in and day out. You know, the bigger you get, the more haters you're going to get. And I don't want to spotlight the haters, but, you know, people say nasty things. People write you things. People try to just get under your skin for whatever reason. But the one thing that they can't, and they must admit, is that they are not as consistent as me. And so they could say whatever they want. They could talk as much trash as they want. They could, you know, but the consistency just pans out. Like, if I had someone that got on my skin and I saw how consistent they were, it would just, and I knew I wasn't consistent, of course it would piss me off. I'd be like, man, I can't seem to get up out of bed some days. And this guy is always looking nice, always doing his thing, always got the energy, always bringing the love every single day. How does he do it? Well, I've submitted to God. Pretty simple. And I realized that everybody makes mistakes and nobody is perfect. And I realized, too, that a lot of my life I spent being negative and being down and out. And I just don't have the time. This life is short. This could be the last day of my life. Today could be the last day of my life. I want to go down with people saying, hey, he was a good dude. He was an honorable man. He helped me. He showed me this. He taught me that. And so my legacy is my number one thing that I want to protect. Not my wallet. Not some big house. Not some fancy car. It's cool to buy cool things that you put your mind to, though. Like if you really wanted, let's just say, Mustang convertible from 1967, and you never had the money for it, but you traded, you made a few $1 million, and then you got that car for $100 grand or $200 grand or whatever it was, because it was like a relic, and that's something that you wanted to do. Hey, by all means, that's a beautiful milestone. You know what I mean? CoffeeZilla also has a story on him. Yeah. I don't know why, and don't blame me, but I find only hit the like button when Sammy mentions it. Hey, it happens, man. Please hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Let's go, baby. Let's get the likes up. I know we could do it. 69 Shelby GT500. My man wants that 1969 Shelby GT500. The Shelby. Thomas Shelby. The Shelby Mustang is a high-performance variant of the Ford Mustang, built by Shelby American from 1965 to 1967, and by the Ford Motor Company from 1968 to 1970. In 2005, Ford revived the Shelby nameplate for a high-performance model of the fifth generation, the Ford Mustang. See, I never understood that. What a beautiful car, man. The 1969 Ford Mustang Shelby. Dude, that thing looks amazing. Look at that thing. Still not too far off from what you see to this day. I mean, obviously, somewhat changed, but kind of cool how they went back. They innovated, but they still kept it real. And that is a nice little, that's a poster. But that also looks like a cool little model car. Who wants a $30 Shelby? Oh my gosh. So we've gone over Bitcoin in a nutshell. I got a short out here. And again, we may only come down and wick down to these areas. And as we showed you on the 4-hour time frame, we still have this double bottom. So the bullish scenario, what is the bullish scenario? Can someone list the bullish things that I put out? Who can list off the bullish scenario right now? Who's paying attention? Who wrote it down? I want to see in the chat here. I want to see who's today's the quiz day. What are the bullish signs? There's like 4 main bullish signs. What could we break down as the 4 main bullish signs? Number 1 is, number 2 is, number 3 is, number 4. Number 1 is the diamond. Amen. Number 2 is the bullish divergence. Number 2. I know nothing but my own ignorance. Amen. Number 3 is the stochastics RSI over Robot. The diamond, the falling wedge, the bullish divergence. 1964 Impala. Gold Daytons. Ooh. New vets look like they are trying to be Ferraris. Pretty cool, right? Double bottom above the 200 SMA. We need to get above it. The 4-hour for your weekly 21 MSA crossing the 200 SMA with the Stokes oversold. All of the above. Shout out to After Hours Investing. What is the bearish scenario? That this could be a liquidity grab on either end. That this is still making a rising wedge bear flag. And bear flags are continuation patterns to the downside. And we aren't able to, and we have like a major resistance point now. Now we have major resistance. Look, bounce, 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 bounce. Major resistance sitting at 26,275. All right. So I went over the bullish to the bearish scenario. high probability. Honestly, there's a good probability that the 4-hour can take over and we continue to pump to the upside here and get back to the top of the channel. So this is the bullish scenario, that we make a diamond back to the top of the pattern. Last few times that we hit the bottom of this channel and we traded it back up, it played out nicely in the range. So I believe the probability is in our favor that we will make a move to the top of the channel. We do have to wait out the smaller time frame. So if this 50-minute does make the right shoulder here that we're discussing, hold on, that doesn't look like what I saw before. Oh, that's hold on. It's weird how I can't see what I was seeing there, but I see it now. Get out of here. I do that too much. But see, shoulder, head, 15-minute makes a right shoulder. We begin to roll over. The 1 hour takes us out of the pattern to the downside. All right. Or it could be a diamond, and we could kind of stay inside some type of diamond pattern here and continue to the upside for the reversal move. Diamond doesn't look amazing. It's kind of weak. It's a little weaker than some of the stronger diamonds that I've seen in my life. 1969 Doge Hernacuda. That's interesting. Me and my dad used to look at old cars all the time together anytime we saw them. The Plymouth Barracuda. I think you meant the Barracuda, right? Yeah. Or Hemicuda. That thing looks pretty sweet, though. I remember my cousin had a 1979 Buick Skylark. Convertible. The Buick Skylark. This thing was beautiful. He had it white. It wasn't convertible. It was hard top white with a tan top. It used to be parked outside my house when he came back from Iraq. Oof. Another cool thing on the 50-minute is we're starting to flag out right here a little bit. But there it is. Like, see the shoulder, the head, possible right shoulder. So we're going to see if we can get back. If this flag can break on out of this, can kind of start the catalyst. You see? Oversold. And then we got the short that I just posted here. What I like about the short is if it doesn't play out, you don't get stopped out by a lot, 1%. If it does play out, you get that 3. You get the 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. It covers the risk management. And if we get the more further dump to the downside to 24,900, you basically would get paid. One thing that corroborates the story is we lost a high volume node. We're kind of playing through the gap here, and we can continue to the volume area lows. All right. My dad had a 72 Monte Carlo and a 66 Chevy truck. Uncle had a 63 Impala and his 70 Olds 442, baby. Man, you sound like a classic American. 1981 Honda Civic. You're funny, man. I got a 73 Barracuda I've been restoring for 3 years. Took the transmission out with my pops today to bring it to get rebuilt. Blessed to learn his knowledge every single day. That's so cool that you were sat with your dad and took out. So awesome, man. That's realness, man. I used to hang out around some mechanics and guys who used to do old classic cars. They were some of the coolest, hardest people I ever met in my life, right? Is how I see it, but who knows? And look at John Thomas biting. He's trolling me right now. No, I'm just joking. But he does see the diamond as well as I do. Possible diamond. Same thing I'm seeing here, right? And we'll keep you privy at all times. Terra Classic. Funny. Algo dropping to these lows, baby. Shout out to Horse Farm Trading. Peyton, we love you. God bless Peyton. I remember when Peyton first started and he was just drawing he was drawing patterns and stuff, and he was like, man, I've watched this man, I believe, almost 3 years now. It's insane what I've seen traders do in this trading group. Look at this guy long today. That takes a lot of guts to the upside. Lysergic Jimmy. It paid out quick and painless. Jimmy making gains. Jimmy starting to get control, Jimmy. One step at a time, my friend. One step at a time. And look, there is that hidden bullish divergence on the 3-day chart. I keep talking about this over and over again, that we could get a big pump to the upside. He's got the Hikanashi candles going. Those Hikans look reversally vibes too. So I'm still stuck on the 3-day chart with a hidden bullish. So it's not all bearish. You know what I mean? So I'd look for the 50-minute to make a right shoulder. Possible dump back down to the bottom of the channel here. And we still could get saved. Do we long or short? I like to kind of finally make a call. But tonight is one of those nights where I don't make a call. It's iffy. I want to wait for the weekly candle to close. I want to see what happens with the Fed meeting too. I wouldn't make any huge moves until the Fed meeting. I try and learn as much as possible from you. And thank you. Do I see inverted headed shoulders on the 1 hour time frame? I mean, I haven't seen it. but doesn't mean it's not there. I'd have to get rid of what I'm doing here and just take a look. I don't believe so. You see kind of a shoulder, a head here. I don't see I don't see an inverted head and shoulder on the 1 hour. I don't. No, I do not. The Fed meeting is usually usually the rate will come out at about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. The rate will come out. CME Watch Tool will have you. So you want to look at your CME Watch Tool, okay? I'm going to give you the place to do that, cmegroup.com. And I'll give you this link here so you have it. This is going to be super important for the next few days. We want to be privy to this. We want to stick to this like glue, all right? So, and it also gives us July and September. July, it's giving us that a rate. We will get a rate hike. And honestly, they raised the rates in Canada and in Europe just this week alone, which also kind of pushes up a little bit, right? And adds to that. So, but right now, 30% current, 52% that we get a rate hike in July. All right, July 26th will be the day of that meeting. June 14th is the day of the next meeting. All right, and usually the rate hikes out by 8:30, 9 in the morning. Then they have their meeting where they talk, and the meeting kind of leads to kind of what they feel, gives us a little bit of insight into the next rate hike and kind of how they're feeling, and you know, whether they're hawkish or dovish. Dovish is if they're easy on the market. Hawkish if they want to continue to raise rates and crunch price action. Right? November says rate hike 39, December 37, but it's kind of, you can't really get too much of an idea here. September, more of an idea that we will get this small rate hike by 50%. But again, only time will tell. Let's see how we get through June 1st. It's one step at a time. But we're definitely going to be focused on this, and we're going to talk about it like I do every single day. You know, one thing about wearing a vest, which is cool, if you do have a piece, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say too much, but if you have a piece, you can wear, because you usually wear a collared shirt, and you know, anyone could, you could print. If everyone knows, you could be printing, right? If you don't want to be printing through your shirt, and if you know what printing is, you know what printing is. If you don't know what printing is, it's okay. You can Google it one day and figure it out. We're not going to shove it down your throat right now. But you don't even print. I never see it. You're so funny, man. I love you, bro. So you don't want to be printing. You know what I mean? And so I wear a vest a lot. And with the vest, it just covers this little section. And there's just no printing. No printing going on. You know what I mean? It's kind of nice. So whenever you see someone with a vest, that might be the reason they're wearing a vest, just to put it out. And they may not want to just be stylish. There may be some form and function to that idea. All right? So just understand that idea. Keep that in your back, the back of your head. So, and again, we got this falling wedge of the bigger time frame, the 4-hour time frame, come to the top and then break on out of this. There's a chance this could be a nice falling wedge. Because there's so much bearishness, I believe that this short can play out. I believe there's a good probability the short can play out. I wouldn't be surprised if this short did play out. But it's high risk right now to jump into a short or a long at this moment in time. So that's one idea, is the short, the 1-hour time frame. It may not work out. You may get stopped out. It is what it is, right? And the other idea is to long the 4-hour. So the 4-hour, and today is one of those days where, because some days I make an actual call. I'm like this, like last night, I was like so adamant that we were going to pump. We were going to dump. I was like, man, there's so much likelihood that we pump here. And then there's a chance that you could enter here with a stop loss outside of the pattern and take this to the top of the pattern here. That's a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio, 278 at least. All right. And so this is the long idea. That was the short idea. All right. Both could be viable, and both could get stopped out. They could go up or down like they did before. So also just be careful. That's why I'm like, and this lack of liquidity, the summer months just get less volume than normal, and Saturdays and Sundays get less volume than normal. After your Life Revision trading course, Lifers in the 99 love to help and will answer questions 24/7. Lifers love to help each other while we all practice and then gain. You know, Gary can't keep this up. His past will catch up. 35XL is the truth. 365XL is the truth. I don't know what that is. BTC upset up. 2,000, 3,000. AGX seems like it'll dump again. Recording of the class is available 7 days a week for purchase. If you want to record the class, email cryptolifers@gmail.com and jump on in. Yeah, the XL is nice, man. Way smaller than my P30. You're funny. LCP. Wow, yeah. I'm a Smith & Wessie guy. You know, this shield is nice and easy. Gary is trying to screw crypto up to make fellow Fed now look better. Never going to happen. Do you think many people know about the weekly 200 SMA to see if they will dump or pump Bitcoin? I mean, the big traders do. And people that know how to trade with their bots and all that, a lot of people are definitely looking at it. The people that move the market are looking at it for sure. Big fact. Shout out to Mar Barley in the house. Shout out to After Hours. Shout out to PS5. Accidentally 200x my entire account on a short earlier. Won the trade. Easiest 3C I've ever made. Wow. Shout out to Sorry Man. God bless you, brother. You purist, LOL. Shout out to Todd McAfee in the game. So honestly, I can't call long or short, which I usually like to do, but I can show you both trades, and it's up to you whether you want to take one or not, or sit on your hands. So I should grow some cojones and make a call. You know what I mean? Last time I saw the same thing, we did pump to the top of the channel. So in that 4 hour suggests that we can. So I basically just want a confirmation that the 15-minute isn't going to dump and the 1 hour could go more sideways. Once I get that confirmation, I'd be more apt to open the long. So I'm going to wait out price action right now. If you give me more confirmation, then I'm going to open the long. Last thing let's look at some Fibonacci levels. Let's break down Fib levels too as well. Let's play around with the USD Coinbase chat, shall we? So we take a look here. I'll delete all my work on this one because I got a KuCoin and a Binance chart going. Let's just see some like let's see some levels here. So we have our low, we have our high, we have our low. We come up, we attempt to make that previous high. We could try to take this low as a fib level. I like this low here, personally. And it's 0.5. If we take this one, which is the previous low after we try to break out this high, which we did with that wick, so we would come down. So what I'm explaining here is, look, we have a high, we have a low. We break the high with this, and we come down for a new low. If that's the case, we couldn't use this low here. And I mean, we're right on the 706 Fibonacci level too, which is creepily an area of a bounce back to the upside. Suggests that could be a beautiful long all the way back up, which could make some massive gains. So the fib traders that just trade fibs, what if they call that long back to 31K and they make one of the greatest entries of their lives here? It's possible. This is a possible idea. And you can see, I mean, falling wedges break up 68% of the time. Length of that pole, that could get us there. Just that wick to wick area, right? And so that's another interesting concept that we are at the 706. If we come from this impulse, and why this impulse? Only because this candle broke this high. So you had your high, you had a low, but then this candle, let me zoom in here. This candle here broke that high. So you have a higher swing low then. So that would be our initial swing low to the upside. And if we take from fib to fib, wick to wick, we are at the 786 Fibonacci level, which is a known institutional retracement zone. Okay, and also look at this on the 8 hour. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing something kind of interesting here. If we take the whole swing, which I've done before and back tested before, you get this down, but you get this uptrend. You kind of have a bullish divergence there in a way. And even the 8 hour now has bullish divergence towards the end. Look at this. We're going to zoom in on the RSI for a second. And we got this beautiful bullish divergence here on the 8 hour time frame. That's definitely a sharp swing up. And then here you're pretty much swinging down. So we calling out a bullish divergence on the 8 hour time frame right there. I mean, that's strong. 8 hours is a big time frame to have the bullish divergence. Bottom of the channel makes me want to long this chart, baby. Makes me want to long. So risky at this point because they could easily wick you out of the trade. But that makes me want to long that hard right now. And 1, 2, kind of 3 sections in total. Last time we had an 8-hour bullish divergence, we did get a pump back to the upside there. So I don't like how the weekly's below the 200 SMA though. 4-hour DBSI, a market size for 23 bulls, 5, -5 to the bears. You would get there, Pete. Make small amounts add up. So what do you say? Let's long it, baby. Let's long it. What do you say, lifer friend? We jump into a long. I'm not going to blame you if I lose. I'm just asking you. Just kind of corroborating the idea here. How do you feel about a long at this level? Right? Much love, Sammy. He's like, you haven't longed yet. So you're telling me that you have longed. I've been long since 10 a.m. He got the smiley face. How long till the weekly candle closes? Well, it's tomorrow at 8 p.m. And today it's 9:12. So about 23 hours. 22 hours, 47 minutes till the weekly candle does close. All right. So this bullet divergence in the 8 hour suggests we will get a pump to the upside. T-Money, I'm long. Friend. Thanks for showing us all the options. My TP is through the roof. Get in long, just do smaller size. That's what I was thinking, just do it like a nibble. So I'm going to use Mex Global, the place to be. Mex C, baby, which is the place to be. All right. And so what we got, 1294 in the till. So all along with 250, small ball. Or 271 with the 777s. That's so eerily weird. All right. I'm going to switch to the 8 hour. High risk long on the weekends. We could easily get eaten alive. And what we're doing is we're trading this bullish divergence here on the 8 hour time frame. That's what we're trading. And really this falling wedge here, which should break to the upside technically. That 50-minute could dump us though at any moment. I'm weary of both scenarios, right? And then we got to look at our risk-reward ratio here and see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, you can't take the trade. Like, there's got to be some risk-reward ratio here. So we can make 9%, and we could put a stop loss at about 25,000. All right, and we could put a take profit up here at about 28,200. Interesting. Looks like we will have an issue here, which I'll probably sell 50% of the trade here. All right. Definitely something to think about. So here's the deal. I go long right now. I always put my stop loss in. I'm going to limit in at about 60. Funny, right when I talk about longing, it goes up. It's like, I can't control the market like that. Wish I could get the 77 on the 77. $27.75.52. I got to be quicker than this. What I also do is I usually long fast to get into the trade. Position open, and then I go and I'll add the take profit and the stop loss, because if you wait too long, so the stop loss is at 24,981, we'll say. All right. And the take profit is 28,200. We'll call it 128,189. Just never want to be like on these weird, crazy. What stop loss reverse? What does that mean? What does stop loss reverse mean? So I lose 116 or I make 355. That ain't bad, but you get slaughtered 42. What's interesting too, lately I'm not getting the confirmation window, which I have on now. They're not giving me the confirmation, which I've put on. Pretty weird, right? Pretty strange. You get me? My liquidation level will be 24,033. All right. Which ain't, you know. So we risk $100 to win $300 on the long. Limit order in for automated flip long short. I'm still confused by that. Thank you for the likes and support. Just one click truly helps others find their lifer community. Shout out to Love Learning in the house. Thank you so much for the love. Don't change it this time, man. You're funny. Long as well as a tight stop loss. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't clicked the subscriber button, please click and help the lifer and your lifer community. Going to be a gap up like CME 26.5, just above the 200 weekly. Textbook double bottom makes me a skeptic. I want that gap flip first on the 15-minute. There goes Gala. Ugh. I should have had my 1K set order for that 1.8C. Weekends are goofy. Stop loss reverse is the limit order that switches your position in reverse when the stop loss gets hit. I shorted last night. I'm long right now. Still waiting on Yeezys, but I heard they are a thing. You're funny. Reverse, man, if that hits your stop loss, it'll open it short at the time you stop loss is hit. Okay. What leverage did you use? 14x leverage on isolated. 14x leverage on isolated. All right. 15 minutes should pull us back a little bit for the bigger entry, but this is just a bigger idea here on the 8-hour time frame. So I'm trading the 8-hour bullish divergence with the low stochastic and the higher low in the stochastics too as well. Tells me that we could get some gains. All right. Gal is so sweet right now for a long-term hold. How do you decide what leverage to use? That's why I don't understand why I'm not getting the order confirmation. You know? Whenever I enter a trade, I want to see order confirmation. So like if I were to add, like, let's just say I'm going to add $20 to this trade and I say open the long, okay, I'm getting the confirmation. I wasn't getting it at first. And I look at it and I kind of look at what's happening. I look at the liquidation price. I put the stop loss in, and if I'm risking too much, I don't, you know. So like right here, I'll see when I'll put in the take profit. Like let's just say I did what I did before. Right? So the stop loss is at 24,981. All right. And up here, I'm going to take profit at like 28,189. Right? And so you'll see here that it's telling me I'll lose $8 and gain $26. And I could change the levy further down or up, and it'll change the risk. Right? It'll also change the liquidation level. More leverage, the higher the liquidation. So if the liquidation level is too close to a stop loss and support and resistance area, like this liquidation level is at 24,033, it's nice. But if I was playing bigger money, I would lower the leverage depending on where I need to be closer to price action. If I'm too close, I'm not going to take that trade. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be a buffer zone between the actual stop loss area and where you're going to get liquidated. Half of me said to see the dump. The other half is happy to DCA at the levels. The other half says there's no such thing as fear. You know what? When I'm convinced that I could pass away at any day, I'm relinquished of all these like tight have-tos that get stuck and cause stress. Because you're like, oh, I have to, but it's like, you can't even take it with you. Whether I win or lose this trade, I can't even take it with me. You get what I mean? And again, I still care about the position. I want to win. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just like, oh, whatever's. But at the end of the day, I can't take it with me. And I understand where I am in ethereal space and time. And because of that, I don't live in fear. I just don't live in fear. All right. And again, I like what you just said basically in the same thing. Right. Has Bitcoin really been far, even as decided to use even go want to do look more like when you move? Wow, man. Are you going to learn how to write English? Has Bitcoin really been far, even as decided to use even go want to do look more like when move up happens down? Wow. I love you. Maybe English is your second language. We're here to help you, but we got to understand what's happening. My ADA stop loss is at 10 cents. Hey, maybe we go there. Hello, my loves. Shout out to Gina Bombina on a Saturday night. Doesn't it feel like it was just Saturday night where my hair spiked? Wasn't that last Saturday night? That's like yesterday. It's like yesterday. It was the fastest week I've ever seen in my life. Feels like Bitcoin's going to go down. See, I don't go by what I feel like is going to happen, man. Maybe try sign language. Will the stock market crash soon after a huge pump? Who knows, man? Only time will tell. Hello, Gina. Hello. 8-hour bullish div won't confirm until the weekly close. I don't know, man. I mean, to me, I got 2 candles closed at the low. To me, it's somewhat confirmed. But again, maybe that's your trading style. That was a meme. ADA is not a security. The SEC doesn't have a magic wand that they can swing and make up new definitions. There are laws. Yeah, don't worry, man. But they're doing whatever they can. Fake emotions acting real. Exactly. If we believe. Here's the deal. Submitting to God does so much for you in life. There's this big higher power that creates a universe, creates the spinning of the planets. You end up this little pea of a pod that gets spit out of your mom after your parents, and now you're alive on this big earth, and you're this little dot, and you're living your life, and you're feeling the energies around you. And once you realize that you are this tiny dot inside this big universe, and that where God placed you has a moment, who your parents were has a moment, everything around you has a reason for it, right? If you were supposed to be a soul that came on and actually picked your parents and said, these are the ones that are going to teach me the most, I'm going to take that. Like if your dad's been hard on you or your dad's been nice to you, whatever it is, they say you picked your parents to kind of figure out, to challenge the soul. And again, I don't know if that's 100% true. I'm not saying I believe in everything here. I'm just hypothesizing some ideas as a human. And if there is an afterlife, you end up going back to the Creator, right? So, and when you use the Creator's love and energy, it helps your life. And so when I finally submit and I put my hands on my head and on my knees and I pray, or put my hands down and I pray to God and I say, dear Lord, thank you for everything you've given me. Thank you for this love. Thank you. I appreciate what I have. And every time I've done that, my life has gotten better. So people can believe or not believe in prayer. They can do whatever they want. But whenever I give my energy back to the source blesses me, right? Whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it Yahweh, whether you want to go Jesus through God, however you connect to God, the higher power, whether it's through Jesus, whether it's through your own, talking to God, whether it's through your own energies, whatever it is. As long as you make a connection to the higher power and submit, and then you realize that one day, the day you die has been planned. And when you leave, you can't do anything about it. Like, none of us here know we're going to go. If we knew when we were going to go, then we would be in charge of everything. The second you admit that you don't know when you're going to go, I would submit at that point because, so once I submit to the higher power above me, I'm not saying it takes the stress away. You still have to make your decisions. You still will get tempted every day to do the right or the wrong thing, okay? So I'm just, you do whatever you want with your life. But I am just saying, once I submitted to the higher power, things started to go way better in my life. I was less frustrated, less stressed out. I didn't try to control every single moment in time. I just let it play out the way it was either supposed to play out or the way it was supposed to not play out. And I realized that was part of my destiny. You know what I mean? I'm blessed and highly favored in all that I do, and those around me are blessed because I'm blessed. Amen. I like what you said, little Blicky. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John 14:16. At this point, TA would help you. SEC run of the show. Crypto can always can go away in the U.S. I don't know, man. That's living in fear. What mic are you using, may I ask? Sounds very good, crisp and clear. The SMB7. If you're going to be in this game, you got to get yourself an SMB7. It's a Shure mic. It's about a $400 mic. It's worth every single penny. All right. I even have a cloud lifter, but I'm not using it. But I could even put a cloud lifter in between. But I find it, once you have the Rodecaster Pro, you don't really need a cloud lifter. If you're using the Scarlett, I would advise you get a cloud lifter, right? So this is the SMB7, baby. It doesn't get better than this puppy. Has a formulated XLR input. This thing is ready to launch, man. And why it's better, right? Air suspension, shock isolation. Pop filter eliminates both mechanical noise and breathiness. So words get through, the rest stays out of the mix. Uniform capture. The classic cardio pattern is designed to reject off-axis audio, so you can sing or speak at a comfortable angle, and it captures sound just as you want it with minimum coloration. And to shield your sound, we added advanced electromagnetic shielding to defeat hum from computer monitors and other stereo equipment. A lot of other mics do have that hum, all right? And quality, you know, this thing is amazing. The SMB7, and this is just the premier mic for everyone on YouTube, anyone that does any type of announcing. You'll see all the big boys in the game using an SMB7. So, and there you have it. We have this bullish divergence here that should give us a bit of a bounce back to the top of the channel. Wouldn't it be amazing? It would take us to about 26,660. I probably will bail out of the trade there. I don't know if I'm going to go all the way to the upside here. That would take some guts. I'd probably be getting out at one of these two resistance points. And, you know, once we get up to like this 0.65 or the 0.618, I may even just bounce out of the trade. You know what I mean? Get what I can and make a move right on out of here to the upside. And so what you can also do is, I believe I can set that up here. So I can put a price in. Used to be able to do through, there was a percentage here. Yeah, so like I could sell 50% of the trade at about like, you know, at that first resistance point. So like right when we get up here to 27,370, or the really first resistance is 26,770. So I can sell, you know, at 26,770, I'd like you to close the long, right? 50%. I would like to close 50% of the long. Correct? And I believe I can hit. I've never done this before. I hope that doesn't close the long there. If anything, it would be too high of a price anyway. So, yeah, and it shows you what the P&L would be at that point. I hit confirm. So now there's an open order waiting there for a sell at that area. You see? And 50% will come right off the table. And then I could let the less ride or feel what I'm out. And then I'm already in profit too as well. All right? And you could do that now for another 25%. And then you could, you know, and you could kind of start to spill out where you're going to get in and out of the trade. Okay? And it's high risk, believe me, super high risk. That's why I'm not risking a lot of money. The most I lose is $100, but I could gain $300, right? 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. Shout out to the 440 people on the live, 315 likes, $31 in chat revenue. Thank you so much for the love. Let's talk about these super chats that you are sending on in. Let's break it down with each and every one of you. I don't know how an hour and a half. We started at 8 o'clock, 10-minute intro. It's now 9:30. I don't know where an hour and 20 minutes goes like this. Will Ethereum ever reach 20,000 again? What do you think? That's a spam question that you did 3 times in a row, but I do see it. Please don't spam. We ask nicely. Okay. I'm late to the party. I believe it definitely will, for sure. It's just going to take some time. I'm late to the party. Going to have to go back and see what I missed. How big is the daily time frame on Bitcoin hitting the bottom compared to the others reaching the lows to the highs? Stock result. Love you, brother. How big is the daily time frame on Bitcoin hitting the bottom compared to 2 others reaching the lows to the highs? I'm a little confused by your question, PS Future Gaming. I love you, but I'm such a visual guy. Like, I can't make sense of exact. How big is the daily time frame on Bitcoin? Like, how much probability do you think about Bitcoin hitting the bottom? You mean like the actual bottom? What bottom are we talking about? The bottom, you know? If you're investing in crypto, then do the right thing and invest in yourself. Join the 99 and take the course. Your future will thank you. Shout out to Timmy313. And Timmy, if you could tell people what you got out of joining the trading group. Like, what happens? What was the transformation that happened? How did it benefit you? How did joining a trading group benefit you? I'm scared. Should I sell my Bitcoin? Would it fall even more? Do you think it'll fall below 20K? I'm scared. Being scared is a fake emotion acting real. When you're scared, you're usually going to make the wrong decisions. Again, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. And I will never tell you when to sell or buy any of your assets or coins. It's just not what I do. I'm an educator that will educate you on the technical analysis, and then you're going to have to make the decision for yourself. Okay? We are watching this 15-minute. This should get a bit of a bounce, but it could make a right shoulder here. Maybe it might even make an M pattern, and that could dump us to the downside. All right, when I reassess, we get that pump, I'll reassess the situation, and I'll see what goes on. So we went over the big picture, the long picture. We went over so many different things. And I did take a long at one point. And I showed you shorts and longs, and I broke it down. So anything is possible. I'm open-minded to believe that. but I did end up taking the long at the last minute on the 8-hour time frame due to the bullish divergence. Should get a little bit of a bounce at least to this resistance point at 27,500. But again, 2660 and 2670 is an area that I was looking at to take some profits because we're going to hit resistance at 1.2 on the smaller time frame. And there you have it. That's kind of my guns, and I'm sticking to it. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. There's a new coin called 4chan, which has been trending, and makes sense that 4chan would have a coin. It's been going up pretty nicely, following the Pepe route to 1.6 billion. And honestly, any coin could do it. 4chan could do it. It really could. Any strong coins for the last hour? Bitcoin SV, Solana, Bitcoin Cash, Gate Token, but almost every single coin down between 13 and 25%, depending on the dump that it took. I wouldn't be rushing in or rushing out of all coins. We got that short. Now let's wait for a bigger confirmation, in my humble opinion. Let's see kind of how things play out. Take it one step at a time. Chit Chat, which is funny. Pepe. So let's take a look at this 4chan. Wow, tiny volume, $4 million market cap. Volume was small today. We're going to grab that Ethereum address. We're going to go to Dex Screener. You can go to Dex Tools. You can go to Dex Screener. It all depends. We got Cloudflare verifying, which is nice. Making sure we're not going to some shady site. And this is for wrapped ETH. And this thing's just been on a bit of a tear here. I saw it yesterday. Funny. So it pumped up when it came out on the 3rd of May. Came all the way back down. I never heard of it. All right. Been out for a month. Came back up. Made the falling wedge. The measured move of the falling wedge is to the upside. Basically, pretty much almost hit it. It's at a resistance point now. I like 4chan. 4chan was where a lot of things began. The documentary on that will blow your mind on Reddit. Not on 4chan, but on Reddit, actually. I mean, the kid Aaron Schultz who started... I mean, it's kind of creepy, actually, too. Really sad, kind of how it all played out. And it honestly is kind of... I don't even like talking about it because there's a lot of smoke and mirrors involving with the past, with his disappearance. And you could kind of get into that all day. And I'm sure some of you know what I mean. But and RIP to him, man. God bless him. I cried when I first saw that. Also, eating veggies, meat, and fat, then carbs, supposed to help reduce blood sugar spike by 75%. I just learned. You know what I just had for dinner? I had a New York strip steak. I ate all the fat on the steak. I didn't cut the fat out. I ate all the fat, all that chubby fat. I then had a Swiss chard. The Swiss chard I get too is like Swiss Borg is interesting. But the Swiss chard I get, the reason why I get it is because it's got these like beautiful rainbow colors. Like I'll go into the store to get it and yeah, it looks like this. And I'm just like, anything that looks like that, I'm in. It's like yellow, blue, red, and I'm like, word? Like it looks like a rainbow. And so whenever I see rainbow Swiss chard, my body tells me to eat it up. So that's the new thing I've been doing is eating the Swiss chard. My wife is like, why are you getting Swiss chard again? I'm like, why not? Because it's great. And look, it's so beautiful. Look at the colors. Like, come on now. And we get it from this farm that beautifully done. Bunch of AI bots changing again. Watch it. Gee whiz. What AI bots are you talking about? I can recognize patterns and divergences much easier. The knowledge in the atmosphere in the group is amazing. I learned more in the first 2 months than I did 2 years on my own. Thanks for everything, Sammy. Shout out to Timmy313 for kind of just, don't be scared, make a move. Scared money don't make money. You ain't got to lose. I love my man. Also, eating veggies, meat, and fat, and then carbs. Yeah, man, I'm with that. Eating veggies first, then meat, then the fat, then the carbs. Yeah, veggies first. Okay. Any thoughts on Chi GPT? I mean, that's a long-term hold, man. We got to wait that. It's too small of a market cap. It's going to get battered around. It's Pride Month. Eat all the Swiss chard you want, man. Shout out to my man, the Bombo. You're funny, man. He's wearing a Swiss chard crown. Was just feeling the mosquitoes and digging red taters in the garden. Was just feeding the mosquitoes. Oh, they were eating off you, right? Oh, yeah. You got to feed them, though. Who's going to feed them if you don't? I combined the salad with a big part of reversing my wife's type 2 diabetes. You reversed her type 2 diabetes. Wow. See? I grow my Swiss chard indoors. Yummy. Teach me how to grow indoors, man. I'm up on the long now. Love, my man. Veggies equal garlic, spicy peppers. Boom, it looks like we did get a spike up here to the upside of 840. I'm up a bean. Got to be up more than that. Yeah, $9 up. I'm really good at getting 3%. If I just took this every single time I won, I'd be a prolific trader. I would just never lose. I'd be like, all right, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'm really good at getting 3%. Like, I almost always get a 3%. Almost every time I open up a trade, I'm up 3%. Like 3.3% right there. So only time will tell. Bitcoin getting a little bit of a pump to the upside. That's interesting. All right. And that's that 8 hour getting that spike. Can we continue the spike on the bigger time frames? That's a bullish divergence with a lack of bearish momentum. I use deep water culture for the indoor. Deep water culture. And Saturday night, I like to go a little off topic. Kind of, what is deep water culture? It is a hydroponic method of plant production by means of suspending the plant roots in a solution of nutrient-rich oxygenated water, also known as deep flow techniques, floating raft technology, or raceway. This method uses a rectangular tank. Interesting. Deep water culture. My man, getting it in. You could use these and just grow the plants. You could do whatever you want, right? Wow. There's the D, and you can see them just coming right out into the water. So you put this big thing of water, and then you're going to float them. I got to start growing my own microgreens. I got to get it in. There's the deep water. Very interesting. Deep water culture 101. Wow. Thank you for the information. I got to start getting better at just growing stuff at home and making it happen. All right. So BOOKMAP getting a little bit of a spike to the upside, 25,840. That trade is up already a little bit to the upside. Electronic culture I'm using this year. Interesting. Berkey filter all up in here. I do the Berkey all day long. And again, there were some issues that they said the Berkey wasn't that great, yada, yada, yada. People were purchasing fake Berkey products and then trying to sue Berkey. You know what I mean? And I use both filters. The Berkey fluoride installer, you know, Berkey comes with two filters, the black ones, but then I add these white ones too. And the white ones filter out the fluoride really, really well. Fluoride and arsenic reduction elements, expensive. They last a little less than the other ones. And whenever I buy things from Berkey, I make sure I buy them from the real Berkey store. Like I go to Berkey.com. I don't play games to get them on Amazon and stuff like that. You know what I mean? What is a Berkey? A Berkey is this big silver thing. If you see it in someone's house. One day I walked in a guy's house. He had this thing and he was like, you don't have this? He also took like blue glass and he left his water on the windowsill for the sun to hit it through the blue glass. And he told me it was like magical water. Spring water is better, is clean, and has good minerals. Grow broccoli sprouts as microgreens. Super easy. Just a tub, net pots, newts, and an air stone. Interesting. That's 600% at 200x. 1 + 1 = 2. Is that a bigger cup and handle still in play? So many saying now, I think they caught it all from you. Definitely, you were the first. Is that a big cup and handle still in play? Many YouTubers saying that now. I think they caught it all from you. You definitely were the first. Hey, thank you for saying that. Harvard released a study that fluoride lowers IQ 7 points. Yeah, I would stay away from fluoride. But again, I don't want to preach my, space bucket. Shout out to Lifer, friend of the game. I stay away from fluoride as human. That's why we do the pineal gland and the lemon water. We decalcify the pineal with the lemon water. There's a lot more going on behind the eye that I'm trying to show you here on the channel every single day. That's why I'm making the Sam Price channel. And if you can, follow me at Sam Price YouTube channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. Let me find that channel right now. I want to find it. I should have it on the ready, my own channel, right? But I do so much that I'm like all over the place. But I have it in the chat. Let me see here. I want to get the link to the Sam Price YouTube channel. Follow me at Sam Price. We want to get to 500 followers. We're pretty close, 259. Help me get to 500 subscribers here on the Sam Price channel. We're going to start interviewing amazing people. We got a big interview lined up this week, too. That'll blow your mind. You should get ready. Shout out to James Armstrong, Jim Board. Hey, I found a good rhythm on MEXC in the spot trades and applied the USD to some of my MAX tokens for incentives in contests. Lifer loves learning, man. Wow. And applied USDT to some MX tokens for the incentives in contests. My local health food store let me try the Cajun chicken after. It's interesting. Still not sure on it. Add a freeze dryer and you're ready. I have well water with a soft water infiltration system. No fluoride for me. That's what my mom has well water with a soft water infiltration system. Same kind of thing going on. Right? Not to argue, but I personally prefer aeroponics. It's much easier to replant, clean, and change the nutrients. Shout out to Cash and on Crypto, man. Sorry, Kangen water, not Kangen chicken. No, Sammy, preach, baby. Shout out to Tony Rosas. Sam, you have heard about Bill Gates' genetically modified mosquitoes. Can't be a good thing. Oh, yeah, it's the strangest thing. And they put it down in Florida for a while. They were playing with them to see if they would get rid of the other mosquitoes. Very shady, you know. I mean, that dude's wife didn't trust him. You know what I mean? Like, my wife loves me, and I believe we're going to be together to the end of time. You know, God, you know, I hope I never get, I used to keep the devil away from me, and I pray to God every day that I stay with my wife. Super, super important, okay? His wife left him. Like, she didn't trust him anymore. I mean, why would we trust him? If your wife doesn't trust you, why should we? That's, you know, I'm not, no offense, but that's just my first kind of outwardly statement there. You know, why did he have all the authority he had? It's kind of a complex head and shoulder that could dump on you too. Just something, you know, I'm just open-minded. Just kind of always seeing things and going against my bias, so it's not always one idea, one thing. Fluoride is horrible. They love to poison us every day. Chemtrails, weather manipulation, GMO, awful. Yep. He's no doctor either. I mean, he's no doctor. He was never voted in by any type of group of people. Yet he was the end-all, telling the WHO what to do, kind of talking about, like, kind of horrible. No other YouTuber promotes health and wellness like you, Sam. Much love. You know who? Well, actually, Jason Casper does. Jason Casper grows his own food. He works out every day. He always has his nipples out at the end. I love you, Jason. If you're I'm just messing around. But he's someone I really look up to and I appreciate. Like, if I would actually befriend a YouTuber and want them to be my neighbor, I would love to have Jason Casper next to my house. Like, yo, Jason, let me get some Swiss chard, bro. Yo, Jason, man, let me get some more kelp, man. Yo, Jason, how do I grow these potatoes? Yo, Jason, can I get some eggs? I know you got chickens over there. And he's got his own meat. He freezes things. Boom. Yeah, and we talked about this little flag here on the 15, on a 15. The 15 does say we could start the pump here. Again, I'm talking about this possibly being a shoulder ahead, and we just make a right shoulder on the 15 and begin to dump too. So just be careful. Just be careful. We'll talk about the trade one more time here. What are we doing? Trade's up $5, 2%. It's got to reset though. It's got to be moving. There you go. But we did get the move. We got in it. Our fail value, we got at 25.771. We're at 25.822. No stop loss got hit in the trade too. That like my man said, at 200x leverage, you would have made so much more money. I get it, for sure. You know, quick $6 on $271. If I was a millionaire, I'd live in a van down by the river. Amen. I left the church and I attended for a new one when the pastor started praising and refreshing. Wow. That's weird. Nice trigger wave on the 15-minute. Thank you for saying that. My fellow market cipher man. We love you. Shout out to RD Costa. Hydroponic system made from scratch. You could do it too. And look at this dude. He made it in his house and he's showing me how he's growing the microgreens right there in the room. Just getting it in. I could have that right here in my studio. I could be growing greens right now. And he said he made it by himself. Teach me the way. I got to Zoom with you. Thank you so much for doing that. I just want to be as self-sufficient as humanly possible. Whether it comes to trading, right? Finances, you name it. I want to be as self-sufficient as humanly possible. So, what meme coin are you most interested in right now for massive pumps? Honestly, every time I talk about a meme coin, people think I'm shilling. I get into meme coins because I'm just dabbling. I made about 13K off Pepe, so I put 3 grand into meme coins. And right now it's like I got lost 2 grand of that. Like it got slammed. So I don't want anyone to think I'm ever shilling you a coin. I don't shill coins on anybody. If I'm in a project and I happen to even go over it on a graph, I'll say, hey man, I've been going over this, you know, and I own some of it. But I don't take money from any project and I'm like, hey, talk about this coin, we'll give you some more. I don't do it. I don't do anything of that nature. I don't feel the need to do that. My trading group is enough. My life is, I like what I'm doing enough. I don't need to shill. You know, I'm not into shilling. Also, tight moving averages, we at the 200 SMA right there. Many times I've seen us pump up to the 200 SMA. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got this love here and we pumped up all the way to the 200 SMA. See that hanging out right there? Very likely that we come here to the 200 SMA and get the touch. This is the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency. All right. So total, I mean, it took a dump, but it didn't really leave the flag, did it? Right? It got close. Still technically in the falling wedge, though, right? Like, hasn't really changed too much at the bottom of the zone, and we could still pump back up, double bottom, and get our way out of here. So this is still a valid idea here, right? This hasn't been closed down. Still a valid idea. This resistance, chop, chop. We could still get a bounce here. We're still holding this awkward trend line. All right. One man, we chill. Shout out to Peter Griswold. Shout out to Crypto Rambler. Shout out to DeFi Doubloons. So fun. You people are hilarious. I love these names are funny. Shout out to JW Gaming. Shout out to Todd McAfee. Shout out to The Bombo. Shout out to Nicholas Ellicott. Oh, man, you've been around for a long time. Shout out to you, man. Lifer always looking dapper. Thank you for saying that, man. Even on a Saturday night. Bro, start with Sprouts. It's so easy, and they're so good. I can't wait. I heard Sprouts are the best. I heard it's actually broccoli sprouts have more of the compacted, nutrients that broccoli has than broccoli itself. The broccoli sprouts, they say the younger the sprout, the better it is. What meme coin do you so I love church. Yep. I appreciate you, Lifer. Had a rough day yesterday, and you're saying all about gratitude. Just keep popping in my head. It's a daily grind. The key to our lives is to constantly be grateful for everything that's in it. And if we're constantly grateful for what's in it, we somehow continue to stay positive, and we attract more positivity, and we bring more into our lives. I know, and this is the hardest part because it's easy to get into a negative rut and to stay in that rut. Brussels sprouts or broccoli sprouts, I'll do them both, man. Like sunflower plants, young is like celery. Mr. Kagan machine, my Kagan machine needed electricity enhancer added to it to make up for the power it did not possess. Sodium hydrochloride, aka bleach. The younger the sprout, the better it is. Clip that. Can you please show Bitcoin again? Hang in there, guys. Making money isn't easy. If it was, we'd all be Gensler. You're so funny, man. The government is taking one thing for granted. We are too big to fail. You're funny. Fun fact, broccoli doesn't grow in the wild. It's completely man-made through crossbreeding other plants. Dude, you just brought, like we created broccoli. Is it true that broccoli is man-made? Where does it come from? Broccoli is one of a family of vegetables called brassica that were selectively bred by farmers to improve the different aspects of a very ordinary plant of the mustard family. Wow. Cabbage, Brussels sprouts, selected from lateral buds, selected for the stem, selected for the leaves, selection for the stems and the flowers, selection for the, Imagine eating a beautiful yellow or pink broccoli, multi-color, those cauliflower. Yeah, cauliflower is great. A lot of plants, fruits, and vegetables were engineered through selective breeding to be the certain way today, different than how they were in the wild. Like carrots were never orange. We've done this for thousands of years with plants and animals and even people. Broccoli comes from the wild cabbage plant, Brassica oleracea. It was cultivated to taste and look the way it does today. The wild cabbage plant it comes from was apparently not very palatable. The genus Brassica also indicates cauliflower and wild mustard. Wild mustard and white mustard can cause serious problems if eaten by people. They are poisonous. Wow. Altered by man, then yes, humans have been selecting as in artificial traits in plants and animals even before recorded history. The need to feed large numbers resulted in an acceleration of selecting for desired traits. These traits are expressions of genes. So we've been selecting for genes before we even knew about genes. GMO, artificial selection, culling, you decide. I still don't understand. It's a man-made and much better the same way most we eat is man-made. That is, it isn't manufactured in an industrial sense, but it is something we've made. Broccoli does not exist in nature. Rather, it's the result of a very long process of selected breeding. Broccoli was likely bred from cabbage-like ancestors sometime in the first millennium. As were related strains like Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, collard greens, and others. This kind of thing is actually very, very common. No citrus fruit you'll find in the store is wild. They're all results of centuries of breeding and crossbreeding. The same is true of bananas. Wild bananas are smaller, harder, and not as sweet and full of seeds. Onions, chilies, and all kinds of other foods. Basically, everything you eat is some way notable different from its wild ancestor. Wow. Blowing my mind right now. I'm actually just like, yeah, corn was all different colors and really hard. We made it yellow, nice on the eyes. Carrots weren't orange. But how do you crossbreed? Like, I don't understand how you crossbreed. Like that's kind of, it's mind-boggling to me. So if anyone saw me or just jumping into this channel here, I just jumped in. I didn't call. I showed you all the scenarios. Then I personally took a long. Whether you take a long or you take a short, it's up to you, right? Today, years old when you learn what you eat every day. I know. Corn used to look like wheat at one point. Cross-pollination. But like, I don't get it. Like, I still don't get it. How do you like, can I turn an apple and can I make an apple orange plant? Like, can I make a plant that's an apple and an orange together? How the life is doing. Shout out to David Kennedy in the game, man. Shout out to David Kendall. David, we love you, brother. Thank you for being here, my man. Shout out to DK in the house, brother. And I read your message after the Infinite Crypto video. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Hit me in the heart pretty hard. I know you lost your dad not too long ago too, so God bless you. Yeah, I've had the Meyer lemons. They're like orange lemons. You do whatever you like with food nowadays. Lil Blicky in the house, man. Little Blicky, you're an interesting guy or girl. I'm assuming you're a man, but I don't know. I don't want to be rude. But Little Blicky, I like your style, man. You've been coming around the live stream, and I like the name's new because I didn't see it like last year or last 4 or 5 months. Got to be in the last couple months. And because I'm privy, I try to stay in tune with my community. I do stay in tune with my community. I'm always looking at the names here. Candle Daddy. I like that name, Candle Daddy. He's a candle daddy over here. He's a candle daddy. You can actually make a tree that produces both apples and oranges, as well as other fruits on the same plant. However, you can't crossbreed apples with oranges. Interesting. I like to grow two sisters, corn and peas, because they are complementary to each other. Interesting. Shout out to Ray Gutowski. God bless you, Ray. Thank you for being here. And it's funny, I'm related to a Gutowski. Can you believe that? I went to a Gutowski funeral not too long ago. My dad's father's sister married a Gutowski, had a family, and their son passed away recently, and like 75 years old, something like that, maybe 71 or something. And the Gutowskis. So some of them have the same blood as me. You get it? So I don't know if you're from Boston and related to me, but you just might be related. We might have that same Irish blood from your grandmother if you're a Gutowski. Shout out to the Gutowskis. They called pineapple, and they're delicious. You can cross pineapple with pizza. I can't believe you can do that. Really? Unbelievable. Thank you for the likes and support. Just one click truly helps others find their lifer community. Wow, that mention of the poison plant all of our food is mixed with. Google grafting if you like. I've been following you since the last bull run. My name used to be Mo Pork King. Wow, Lil Blicky, man, I love you. God bless you. Sprinkle the pollen on the bud. Interesting. I super chatted TUSDT. Yeah, we got some super chats. See if we can find them here. We're going to finish them off, and then I'm going to jump out of here. It's already 10. I don't know how it got to be 10 p.m. Right? But that long is banging on them right now to the upside. All right? So had you jumped in, done whatever you want. This is like, there you go. It's got to be up more than that. 832. Okay. Funny, yeah, okay, 830. But now we got the 3% again. I mean, I'm good at locking in 3% trading futures. If I just stuck to 3% for the rest of my life, it's tough though. It's the greed, right? It's like, $9. What if I just took it every single time, 10 times a day, 5 times a day, 4 times a day, raised it up a little bit? So we had some super chats. No, the bigger cup and handle is definitely we're still watching it. It's not over till it's over. And it could go even lower on a retracement area. No other crypto YouTuber promotes health and wellness like you say. Much love, man. Shout out to Todd McAfee in the house. Well, I think that if you're going to be a trader, your mind has to be healthy. Trading is so vicious on the emotions and up and down. It can beat you down. You can make the wrong idea here or there. It can really hit you. And because trading is so hard and so tough on the brain, I believe you gotta sleep right. You gotta take care of yourself. You can use a small DV system to clone plants too. I found out recently. I love the Brave browser, man. Use the Brave browser, everyone. Please, link in the description below. You can block all of the ads on YouTube. Never have to watch an ad again. Helps you with doing other things too. If you want to snatch a game here and there, and it's wherever you go, but it helps not get the ad. It's like an ad blocker in a way. Shout out to Coachy Coker. Super chats. We have TUSD with the threshold. We have Kaz. We have HIUNDEAD. Let's take a look at Casper and see how well it's holding. Now, Casper already got pounded to the ground, and Casper was at 15 like a week or two ago, if you remember correctly. So of all the coins out, Casper's actually doing better than most coins because it didn't dump like a lot of the other coins did. It's almost got this head and the shoulder. And I've been watching the 3-day chart for Casper. That's my go-to, and it's telling me it's time to accumulate. You saw me, I bought about almost $4,000 worth of Casper right now in this area. I sold it up and I waited and waited and waited to accumulate again, right? And once we got into here, I started buying back in 500 at a time. And I did the right thing. I got in early, pumped it all the way up, 2x, 3, almost 2 to 3x to my bag, sold it at 37. It went to 44. I could have FOMO'd in. I didn't do that. I have this drawn because I was showing people how not to FOMO in at these times. That's why I had that drawn, just to make it clear. Then I drew my 3-day chart. If you watch me, I drew my 3-day chart, my fibs, and I said I wouldn't get into cash till it comes back down to here. And most people who here even thought I was out of my mind. Just be honest. Even GF Burke, when I drew this and I waited, a lot of people thought it was way more bullish than this. There's no way. Did anyone think I was insane when I drew this and said I'm going to wait for Casper to get to the 0.65 and the 0.618, 706 area? Just be honest, because even I thought I was insane. My emotions told me I was out of my mind. But I stuck to the logic of the charts. And I said, I will wait for this. So part of me was like, dude, you really think you're going to get that low on Casper? My mom's cactus got rot root and died, so I started a new one off of the one she gave me years ago. There you go. Sell now, Peter Griswold. Why are you screaming sell now? What's that all about? It's kind of weird. Treat your body and your head as temples. Shout out to 554 High, man, in the game. Kramer, sell. You're funny. This will fall. Sell now, Peter Griswold. But it looks worse than ADA. For instance, you might have a plant that's very fruitful and another plant that does not catch disease. You would graft them together. Interesting. Do you think the fib retracement works as well on stocks? Pulled to my NVIDIA, but don't like till hit. Admittedly, I thought it was kind of wild to say that about Casper. Insane, no, but I was doubtful it would come back down to these levels. Buying more at these levels. Lifer, I did the same thing with a friend who's a Casper bull. I told him it had to come back down to earth. I'm about to start going in now. Amen. How to deal with emotional damage in trading, Lifer. Take a deep breath. Walk away from the charts for a couple days if you can. I can't, but if you can, if it's not your profession. You're a true inspiration, Inspiration G. God bless you, man. Thank you. Shout out to Candle Daddy in the game. Keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. Have a great show. I got to go to bed. It's 4 a.m. Much love. Shout out to Armin Habits. Now, we're about to end the show right now. So, to me, the Casper's just an accumulation zone. We could go lower. All right, let's take a look at like the 4 hour, but I really just want to stick to the bigger time frames for Casper. I really do. And what I don't like to see here is a descending triangle. Look at that. And we all kind of talked about the descender. Could go lower. We have these highs to break above though, and we're oversold on the 4 hour time frame. These A&Ls just started pouring out, which I don't know what they're for. They came out like a week ago, something new on TradingView. So I'm seeing lack of bearish momentum. This wants to push to the upside. But I do see a descending triangle here, and we know we just went over how descending triangles like to make a dump the base. But they are 50-50 patterns. Anything could happen, but we could go lower. I wouldn't be surprised if Casper went all the way back down to this lower channel here. 6. Could it lose 50%? There's a chance. You lose a high volume node there, which is the point of control. You could come into this value area low. Anything is possible. That is a descending triangle. I'm just looking to accumulate this and hold it for 2 years and get paid. Like, that's really the plan for me. I sold Casper at 0.42. Back in way too early, though. Okay. I'm thinking we were going to get 22.5 Bitcoin. You got to stop thinking. You got to just look at the charts. But I know what you mean. I don't want to be rude. But I don't like using the word I think and all that. Hit the like button on the way, preeps. The lifer gives us time because he wants us to succeed in life. Best YouTube habit. If you see a cool crypto, wait 2 to 4 weeks. Amen. I'm always here. I just don't type in the chat much. Shout out to Fredo NYC. God bless you, man. I love that. I love that. Thank you for jumping on in today, though. God bless you. Let's spotlight you, man. My man Fredo NYC, we love you, brother. You should write a book about trading and controlling your fake emotions and the power of believing in high vibrations and call it the inside of a lemon. Next bestseller. Hey, let's do it. Let's do it, Jeffrey Bridges. Ordi is looking cheap. Yeah, Ordi's hot too in the ordinals. Just be careful. It could be a quick hype cycle. That may have to kind of balance out and find like a bigger, bigger, broader base for longer term support, in my humble opinion. HIUNDEAD looking pretty nice here. And it's got a cup and handle. Let's break this down. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pull a Fibonacci from the low to the highs. And we can see we wicked to the 706. Golden pocket, hung out, came back up. We're hanging out that 0.5 fib. It's a beautiful thing. We got this nice little handle. We got a beautiful cup. Savvy, cup and handy to the upside. All the way to the upside there. Savvy, cup and handy. People love that. They make me do it. Hey, Sam, where do you think BNB is headed? They're probably going to continue to short that puppy, but I don't know. I don't think. I just look at what the charts convey. I have no idea where BNB is headed. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. HIUNDEAD looks like it could get a nice move to the upside here. This would be a blasting pump. We'll take a look at the level here on HIUNDEAD. Market's pretty flat, though. I'd be watching Bitcoin closely before I made any other altcoin calls. Like, I'm not going to be hitting the chart out with hitting the people out with a bunch of calls today. You know what I mean? Just going to wait it out. BNB is going either up or down. Where is the crypto heartbreaker? Bear breaker, I'm missing you in the chat, brother. Shout out to James Armstrong, Jim Board 66. He's around, we hope. Hope he didn't, hope he didn't. I think he was sick last week too. I hope he's okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. He's got the chart on the watch. I like that. Bang, nailed the chart. Bang, bang, bang. Lifer friend hit him again. Okay. Like an hour north of Boston. Are you Vancouver, Canada, Montreal, Canada? Dude, Anthony C. Boogie, man. We got to chill one day. Hawaii, Canada. Oh, yeah, I remember Anthony, actually. I met Anthony on a Zoom call. I remember that now. So we're watching HIUNDEAD. Looks like it could pump. It really does. VLX on the daily looks ready to go. And that Velas. I looked at it recently. We liked it on the 4, but it got that slippage, right? You know, with the market, it slipped down. Still holding the regular structure that we talked about. It's almost at an 886 retracement now on the fibs, which is like the lowest things can go. The daily looks like it can pump. I like this. I was looking at it earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if VLX did get that pump back to the upside. One more idea. We got falling volume and falling price. I mean, the sellers are just falling off, attempting to make that higher low, or we could double bottom on the bigger time frames. What's the sentiments on the SEC? I don't know. I don't say a word about it. Never thought I would be able to buy MATIC this cheap again. I know, right? It's crazy. Fear and greed index is still not in the fear. What's that all about? It was heavy fear at 47. This should be back at 38, of my humble opinion. After all that, that means we could see even lower lows. Max Payne could be coming. Are you ready for Max? Could you handle 10K Bitcoin? You know what I mean? Could you handle a 10K Bitcoin? I'll tweet that out. Like, this Kanai. We should call him Kanais, like, you know, hodl. Do you hodl Kanais? Funny. Could you handle a 10K Bitcoin? How many would you buy if you could? How many would you buy if you can? Could you handle a 10K Bitcoin? How many would you buy if you could? I want to know. Could you handle a 10K Bitcoin? And remember, I'm making all these trades on MEXC. MEX Global is the place to be. If you're just joining the channel, you want to know where we make our gains, how people were able to short the market yesterday with good liquidity, in and out with limits. I love all my lifers and my soon-to-be lifer family, the ones who are still lost and have yet to find the way through the market madness. Us lovers love you. Join the trading group. We are waiting. Shout out to Anthony C. Boogie, man. We love you, brother. By the way, what was with the bat ears? That's how I call them. Some call them mutts, but I think for sure it almost always goes down. I call them cat ears. You call them bat ears. Won't it have to be a black swan to get to those levels? I mean, anything could happen. Probably, yes. But we could hit it. I would handle 10K Bitcoin with a limit order. Shout out to my man, Cash on Crypto, man. I love you for saying that. By the way, what's with the bat ears? No, we got those, yeah. But could you handle 10K Bitcoin? And remember, right here, pinned, join the trading groups. You don't have to find it. It's right there and pinned, easy peasy. Hit the Discord, brings you to a MEASIC spot. They'll let you pay in Stripe. You can also email my wife, CryptoLifers@gmail. We do take cryptocurrency, and we'll hook you up if you pay with cryptocurrency. You know what I mean? Always give you a bit of a deal. If it's $300 on Stripe, $270 if you pay in cryptocurrency. We knock off 10% immediately for being a crypto lifer, baby, and we love that. 3 months, $270. You can't beat it. It beats any course out there for $300 because you have us with you all the time. You watch me make all these different ideas. You watch like 2 to 3 Bitcoin updates a day that I post, and you'll have access to the learning library and all the different things and people there to help you. New concepts, new ideas. It never ends. So we love you, man. Okay. Liver, please look at XRP market cap chart. 1 trill. Anything can happen, man. Who's pissing off Bruce Wayne? That's so funny. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Tony Rojas. I would handle 10K Bitcoin. I love that. DMTR sleeping. DMTR was a nice coin. I like DMTR. Dimitra. Did it take a bit of a dump or was it stronger than most? Yeah, it's still kind of holding its own. Look at that. A lot of other coins dumped hard. Dimitra. But it's also got this descending triangle vibe now, which has just got me a little sketched out. Let's go to our 4-hour time frame. Sometimes it's not as bad. Yeah, descender. I can see not completely yet. You still have this slight uptrend, but it's getting that descending vibe. Symmetrical triangle, we could still say it is at that 618 Fibonacci level, holding the zone. This was something that looked like it could pump really, really nicely. If Bitcoin can recover tomorrow and get a little bit of a move, some of these coins will follow. All right. You should have listened to you on Caspa. I sold right at the spot, but I hated not holding it. I should have listened to you on Caspa. I sold right at the spot, but I hated not holding it. I did too, but I had to wait. I just had to wait. It was hard though. And I felt I was going to miss out many times. You know how I didn't, you know how I got rid of that, Burke? I told myself that there was going to be a better coin and it wasn't for me. Like, and God had a plan if I couldn't get back in. That was part of the plan. So I submitted to God and I said, if I miss this, I said, if I stick to my guns and it goes where I go, then it's meant for me. I said, if it doesn't go where I want to go, then it wasn't meant for me. And I literally let it, in my mind, I looked at it like a bird that flew away, and I watched it fly away. And I said, are you okay? And I said, I'm okay. And that's truly how I was able to buy it back at that low area. I'll look at my actual measured move, Sam. I just want to know I'm not crazy. If the fractal repeats on XRP market cap, 1 trill is so conservative. Let's look at XRP and see what the man is saying. And it's so weird. I'll start a Saturday night stream, be kind of tired with the family and the kids, and I'll say, man, I'm going to make it a quick one. I'll be out at 9:30. And somehow you people energize me. Honestly, I think it's the conversation too. The conversation's just amazing. Like, I love reading what you guys are saying. I'm afraid algo might go under 10, and I'm not seeing anything supported it. Honestly, algo is in a horrible place. An absolutely horrible place. Algo is in a bad spot. I have to be honest with everybody here. A really, really bad spot. So just be careful. Someone asked, is BitBoy, don't waste time, claim now, this is life-changing. F the SEC. 1 minute. It looks like something's going on here. But 1 hour ago, he retweeted, welcome to Ben Nation, 50 ETH, it takes a revolution. ETH. Interesting. Night State Game 4. Wow, founder of the Apocalyptic Apes joins Bitcoin crypto. Be everywhere now. Wow. It's so funny, man. I love this guy. His tweets are the best. The U.S. just banned altcoin trading. They did it in a way that wouldn't cause any uproar. They didn't make any announcements or even go through Congress. They used the SEC as a tool to regulate through enforcement. The United States has not banned altcoin trading in any way. The SEC complaints identify coins they consider to be securities, but not have been tested or tried in court yet. But I know what he's saying. I mean, they also got rid of USDT trading on Binance US. That's not a good look. Part of my son's first live tournament, batting left-handed, and he's 3 for 4. I mean, that's insane. Look at that hit. Hold on. Let's see this hit. Let's watch this kid in action. Wow, nice form, too. Dude, beautiful hit. And he brought home a runner, man. Hey, spot on. So I don't know. I'm weary right now here. I do see the constant tweets here. Yeah, look, that looks like it could be. I don't like what that's taking me. I wouldn't click on that link, honestly. Unless he's real, I don't know. It does look like something weird is going on here. It's just not like him to tweet about a coin 4 minutes, 60 minutes, and 27 minutes beforehand. I think something may be going down. I don't know for sure, though. Don't connect your wallet. I know, right? His Twitter is hacked. Yeah, Ben was hacked, bro. I don't want to... Ben said he's been hacked. Okay. So they got him somehow. So just be careful. Yeah, it looks a little weird. So BitBoy has been hacked on Twitter. I just, me and Ben are cool. I've been friends with him for a long time. One thing I do know about Ben, don't FUD him. Don't say things that aren't true. You know what I mean? So I'm very weird. I'm never going to I don't want to but this does look like something weird is going on here. And who better to do this, because it would be kind of an idea, right? Claim. And honestly, whenever you're claiming something, it's pretty shady. So just be very careful. Don't even click that link like I did. Probably a bad look. All right. Stay away from that. Be careful. So it looks like Ben was hacked here. BitBoy was hacked. So I could message him. Do you want me to tell people? You want me to say anything? I don't, Can you guys confirm that he said this? Is there another channel that we can talk? I don't want to FUD anybody. I don't want to FUD anybody the wrong way. I don't want to say something that's not true. AJ and Kelly tweeted, amen. Let me take a look at AJ. Yeah, you're right. So we'll take a look at AJ, and that's how we'll know. Smart. Ben got hacked. Don't click on that link or send a penny to that coin. Yikes. I clicked on the link. Yikes. But you know what was great is the shield's up on here. You know what I mean? Don't click on that link, man. I'm a fool, man. It could just continue. So I'm just going to talk about it on my tweet too, just so people understand. And that's some big news. I mean, BitBoy hacked. That's some big news right there. So I'd be very careful. If we can even clip this out, team, might be a good idea. But everybody, we just found out that BitBoy's channel has been hacked about an hour ago. And so if you go over to Ben's channel, Ben Armstrong, BitBoy _ crypto, you can see that there's these outlandish tweets 7 minutes ago, 19 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. So it looks like it just happened because he tweeted like, and then another one 46 minutes ago, and he just retweeted about an hour ago, right? And so one thing, so that's just one thing to think about here. Something did happen here, all right? And I don't know how it happens is they watch you, somehow you download something that does something, you know what I mean? Yeah, when the comments are shut off too, that's it. Yeah, when you can't comment, that's usually, you see how you can't comment? Every time you see a tweet that you can't comment on, that's usually a hack, you know. Gary has a hacking squad. You never know, man. You never know. On my high doodles chart, I have blue 200 SMA line on the top, so it'll get there because it's very high at 0.3, 10x from now. Over time, possibly. Hey, Sam, what's up? Happy Saturday, brother. Shout out to Satoshi Nakamoto. We got Satoshi Nakamoto here, everybody. Satoshi, I knew you were going to come. He's here, baby. He's here. So with that being said, everybody, as Bitcoin's back at 25,760, trade went flat, really didn't do anything. Absolutely nothing, right? $2 now, just sitting there. It actually should be lower now. This hasn't even been updating in real time, which has been kind of frustrating, to be honest. It's acting a little slow. Down $1.94. Got to start freaking out. Thank you for Kaz, Satoshi Nakamoto. Love your show, man. Love you too, brother. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Peter Griswold. Shout out to everybody here. But they can't get the cookie. Hey, Sam, what's up, man? Happy Saturday, brother. Thank you so much. So be careful, everyone. We have seen that BitBoy's Twitter has been hacked. Just be careful. Don't touch any of those links. Don't do anything. Look, they're even saying if we're making a huge success. And I almost want to retweet it, but I don't want to, like, what have people retweeted with it? Just be careful. Just be careful. All right. Zen and Mike Pence. So funny. Yeah, don't give it more visibility. No, I won't. I'm calling it for the night. Godfred's coming over for the weekend. Glad to hear the Lifers Insight vibes. We're through the roof. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notification. Someone wants me to go over Threshold. I've never heard about it. It's got a $162 million market cap. Had huge volume today. I know nothing about it. All right. So I don't want to show something I don't know about. That makes me just weary. Very weary about it. Threshold Network token. And it's also just dumping to the downside pretty nastily. Had a pump and it's dumping. This thing looks like it's complete garbage. I'd stay away from this. And again, until I do my research, I don't know anything about it. I have to move on. Also, verify complete contract addresses before signing, because there's ones that match the real ones on the ends, but not in the middle. Interesting. Great Saturday class. Thank you, Sammy. Threshold was once 2 coins that did a merger. It was airdropped about a year ago. That thing looks nasty. I would stay away. It looks like a rug pull right now. Again, and I could be wrong, and I'm sorry to who put it out. They might get offended. Be like, this guy's fudding. I'm not fudding. I don't know enough about the project. I don't know anything about it. All I know is the chart looks absolutely horrible, and I wouldn't want to touch it. So just be really, really careful. The fall is over. It's time to rise. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not on that side camp. All right. So here's the deal. We'll be back tomorrow morning to go over what happened here. Where do I think we are tomorrow morning? Or where did the charts convey? Honestly, in my mind, I believe we're going to be somewhere sideways, just really kind of doing nothing. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow night or tomorrow morning around 8 a.m. when I do my update, we're somewhere in this green box, just hanging out, just milling around. And that's my prediction for the night. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. Thank you so much. We're going to continue. Hey, we survived the 69,000 drop to 15.8. My trading group doubled. We still learned, we shorted. We found out ways to make money. There was still ups and downs. There was high coins. There was an AI boom from 4 cents to 60 cents. AGIX did a huge pump. There was still gains. There's going to be another run. There's going to be other rallies. Stay tuned. Stay connected. We'll keep you moving. All right? So, everyone, I love you all. Thank you for being here. May God bless each and every one of you. And I can't wait to see you on the next live stream tomorrow morning. All right? At about 8 in the morning. And I love you all. Thank you so much for your awesome viewership. Thank you for the awesome super chats. $39 in chat revenue. Shout out to the 395 likes, dude. Wow. And the 346 people still kicking it with me. Have a blessed night. Thank you so much. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Gratitude is the attitude for abundance. I can't wait to go to sleep grateful tonight. And I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning grateful. And I'm going to be able to handle those 2 present moments and continue to move throughout my life. Everyone, thank you. God bless you all. And I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful 2 streams as we bang through Sundays and Saturdays every single weekend and every single day. It's not easy to show up every single day, but you make it fun. You make it entertaining. And I'm going to keep doing it and stay in the present moment and just keep doing what I do. Everyone, I love you. I thank you. Keep the vibes high. Keep the frequency high. You can, you will. You are the best. God bless.